It hurts! Be gentle!
Look at me. Look at me. Look at me.
1, 2.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Little summer. I am TaMon here with the rest of the Kingz, and we just saw an amazing clip of the most recent episode of Pretty Little Liars. I'm here again with my favorite people in the world. How y'all doing, fellas?
Hello.
Great. Hello.
All right. I'm TaMon, and you can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, everywhere else, and here on Scream Kings at TaMon. And to my left,
Photo Jimmy. I am at a Photo Jimmy on pretty much all platforms. So yeah, what's up, y'all?
Hello. Welcome back.
Here.
Mark.
Oh, so it's my turn. Okay, so y'all know who I am. It's Mark, the anti-critic. You can find me at Midnight Social Distortion and Marco Estes on X and on the Midnight Social Distortion podcast and here on Scream Kings and Alter Tapes and somewhere this summer.
Ooh.
Dark rooms.
Dark rooms. Okay. I'm Bobby. Let me get my shit going there before them sue. I'm Bobby Torres with Fizzy United. You can find me on Bobby Likes the Spooky, People Under the Scares with Michael over here. Also Alter Tapes with Mark over here. And obviously you can find me here on Scream Kings.
This is Mike. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at ThackerayBinks86, People Under the Scares podcast with Bobby next door, and here on Scream Kings. And that's it.
Happy Pride, everybody. June
Woo!
Pride Month.
Strike
Pride.
them down, Lord.
The biggest queen does that.
Exactly.
The biggest one on this panel.
He always sets himself up for a bop. Oh my god!
I'm talking about coochie cutters and tank tops and pride flags. This child over here pretending like
right.
he's shutting people down.
Coochie cut. I wear those at home, and that is it. I do not wear those outside.
Okay, you at the house. I finna say you got them a pair now. Shut up.
Per usual, we have a drinking game, and tonight's word is Noah. Because she had her test this episode. So anytime you hear the word Noah, take a sip. So cheers, fellas.
Cheers.
Oh.
I got my Teen Wolf.
All right.
Yes.
Tonight's episode was Friday the 13th. A disturbing discovery makes the Pretty Little Liars doubt Dr. Sullivan. Meanwhile, during Tabby's movie marathon, Noah is forced. Who is forced? Noah is forced.
Oh, God.
So we already But before we dive into that, what is everyone screaming about in horror this week? I have some reasons.
I'm just gonna say I'm gonna keep it short and brief. Go check out Godzilla -1 on Netflix. It's an amazing movie.
It's on there.
Go check that out. And I'm gonna leave it at that.
Well, I'm gonna keep it short and cute too. I'm piggybacking off of Mike. Go check out Godzilla -1.
Yes, I watched it this morning, and that movie is all that. I wish I seen it in theaters. But what I'm screaming about is Bill Skarsgård is coming back to Derry, the spinoff TV show for Stephen King's. I knew he was going to come back, but you never know nowadays. But I'm happy that he's coming back to reprise his role as Pennywise. So I'm excited for that, and I want this TV show like right now.
Yeah, me too.
I pray that they don't. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That was one of mine, Bobby, too. So I'm super excited that he is returning back. And yeah, we figured he was coming, but now that it's confirmed, makes it feel so good.
Yes.
I'm also screaming about that we finally have a date for Brandy's horror film called The Front Room, which is going to come out September 6th. We spoke about this maybe last week or the week before, but we had no details on it. But September 6th, and the synopsis: it follows a woman's mother-in-law who moves into her and her husband's home and proves to be the house guest from hell. And Brandy is the wife.
Mother-in-law.
She's you tried it. She's not she's not the mother-in-law. She's still doing Descendants and her kids.
Rose is tagged.
Ooh.
Exactly.
Yes.
But yeah, I'm excited to see Brandy back in horror. We know there are some rumors of her potentially coming back for the I Know What You Did Last Summer 3, and that's what we're gonna call it. The official third one. So fingers crossed. I look forward to Brandy in this movie. So we'll see what we'll get, guys. And I'm also screaming about that they announced that for Scream 7, this will be the most Ghostface that we've ever seen, even more than the last movie. So Kevin Williams' prophecy of a cult will probably live out on the big screen the following season again. So yeah. Cheers.
Yeah.
Yes, Mark.
I'm tired of the Scream 7 news. Because I'm like, anything that comes out, somebody's gonna have something to say about it. So you really can't be excited about it like you want to be.
Yeah,
It's just, we can't enjoy anything nowadays because somebody's gonna sit there and be, well, she's wrong for taking that role and knowing what they did and this and that. Somebody said it best on the internet. They said, I don't have the capacity to just not they said I don't have the capacity to constantly cancel something because somebody don't like something.
Yeah.
Or something like I'm paraphrasing. Because I know a lot of people are gonna sit there. Mike officially said more than 5 Ghostface. That's too much.
Yeah.
At this point, it's got to be a cabal of ghost faces. That's the only thing that's going to keep it fresh and interesting. It'd be a good way for them to like segue into a television show if they really want to go that route.
Yeah.
And I think for a trilogy, it can sustain a trilogy as long as it's not too many times. If the trilogy is like filmed like Halloween's new trilogy, where it takes place the next day or the next night or the next week, and not so much time has passed where we got to wait 3 more years and Sydney gets attacked again versus all this stuff is happening back to back to back.
They said that they're supposed to do a time jump.
Yeah, a 5-year time jump. Yeah.
God damn.
Well, I just want to piggyback what Mark said. I'm over the Scream 7 news. Like, I'm going to watch it obviously when it comes out, but it's just like, when it happens, it happens.
Just make the
and then also what Mark said, just like nobody, like every time we get news of something out, even outside of the Scream universe, there's always something wrong. Somebody complaining, finding something wrong with something. It's hard to enjoy stuff now, and I'm all here for like the call outs and shit, but at the same time it's just like, come on, like
relax.
Just like we watch this for fun, we do this for fun, right? Like I just don't but I understand the call outs too, but just damn.
And my last thing I'm screwed about is Mike Flanagan and his Exorcist project at Blumhouse.
I'm excited.
I wish he would have took over the actual Exorcist trilogy, but hopefully what he's doing now is going to be spectacular and will make up for that failure that we received.
I think he'll do a good job. I think so. Like,
has he written movies before or only series?
He did Dr. Sleep.
Okay.
Dr. Sleep. Hell, he did
he directed
Ouija, Origin of Evil.
And that was the better one.
He's the king coming in and cleaning up stuff and making it better.
It didn't need cleaning, boo. It didn't need cleaning.
Come on, Mike.
It needed people to be appreciative. It didn't need cleaning.
Mike,
Michael,
no, I'm sorry,
Michael,
Mike,
please.
That movie was on the level of the Poltergeist remake. Now, come on, like
I'm just really
No, absolutely not.
Nah, bro. Nah,
No.
Right, Flan.
That
Hush is a good movie.
Bleaching
I
movie
like
was
Hush a lot.
garbage.
I haven't seen that in years.
Yeah, it was really good when I.
That was good.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's not on Netflix somewhere.
it's not.
Well, that probably makes sense. Then.
Yeah.
They took it off Netflix probably like a year ago.
Well, it's getting a physical media release, so there we go.
Yep.
Wow. Okay. Well, let's just dive right into this episode and unpack these things. We can actually start with the way the episode kicked us off with that great scene that we started off with today. I was really, the energy was great from the beginning. I'll say that way. I like how these girls are showing that they are a unit and they are actually developing a friendship and they are supporting each other. And I can just imagine being in that moment and which one of those, my reaction, I don't know which character reaction I would have, but I can just imagine being in that moment with my friends, with us, and seeing how that scene would play out. It'd be probably a lot more cussing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
It'd be a lot more cussing. But I think that damn, what was it? You're doing great, sweetie. I think that line, that line would come out. What do y'all feel about the opening scene?
I liked it.
I was upset.
Yeah.
I thought it was cute. I liked Farron like opening up after that because she doesn't normally do that, being like vulnerable. So I thought that to me was my favorite part of that moment.
Yeah. I just love the support of each other. Oh, go ahead, Mark. I'll let you
No, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Okay.
All right. I was just gonna say that I just like how they just continue to keep supporting each other, and even Farron, you know, her emotion, you could just tell. Like I felt her pain even when I looked at that gash. I was like, oh my gosh, like I know that shit fucking hurt.
Yeah.
But I was also the one to like take her to a hospital, and I know they can't do that. Well, they could, but they just didn't want to.
No fucking way.
Right. Emma Jean was like,
No.
no.
Look at me.
But yeah, I thought it was a great opener. It just left like soon, you know, because we obviously seen Farron run from the killer, the last one. So to open up with them helping her and try to, you know, support her, it was a great opener for sure for this one.
I was upset because I was like, Farron, baby, that could get infected. Yeah, my niece, like that's baby, that can get infected. Now my black ass had been over there. I said, we going to the hospital. I could sit there and lie, and you know, I'm like, I'm just saying because I don't know. I was upset. The scene was well shot. It was well directed, well acted. I think I would have probably been either Mouse or probably like somebody like, we need to take her ass to the damn doctor because as much blood and guts I love to see on TV and shit like that, seeing this shit in real life, it takes me completely out. So I would have been just I would have fainted probably. But
Mark,
my girl
like,
did
wow. Make sure that you sanitize the things and make sure that you would have been definitely like Mouse.
I'd have been sitting there reading the shit and would have thrown in. And would have thrown in. I just want to put it on record that I think this is a bad idea, and this come back bite us in the ass later on down the line because god damn.
Mike, I just wrote that actually to call out that Noah was the one doing the stitching. And her mother is the one that's, you know, was a nurse as well.
Nurse.
So cool. We know how these shows do. These are oftentimes foreshadows of the time jump that we'll get in season 4 when they're adults, and she's actually a doctor. So pay attention to things like that. Mike, how did you already say something about this?
Yes.
Jimmy.
Yeah. I loved it, you know. It was a great opening scene. I loved it. I mean, I really can't say.
I will say, actually, I just thought of this because Mark picked who he thought he would be. Surprisingly, in these situations, because I would think I'd be the one screaming or avoiding it, but I actually can remain calm as long as people aren't screaming in my face. But also, I'm like, why are we going to the hospital? What do we got to lie about? Just say she got attacked by somebody, which is what happened.
Right.
Because that's going to bring their parents in, and then their parents will be like, what's going on? And then they're going to have to tell them about A and all this stuff. And
they should.
They
They
can't. You know the
should.
rules. They can't say shit.
You can't say nothing.
But I saved it for later on in the episode because I do have a question about why the parents are not involved this time around. Because
Plot
this all still ties back to them. Okay.
I think I would have been channeling Imogen for sure, keeping Mike calm in the situation, just stay focused, and we can do this. Being a motivator in your time of need, friend. But if it was too, I probably would have. Never mind. Anyway, but yes, that was. I hope we get to see more of that. I appreciate it so much because for the first time they've seen sort of Invincible. And I think this is the first time as a collective they're like, oh shit, we can actually get hurt outside of
it's like the Losers Club scene in the reboot when what's his name was getting cut. They were getting fucked up at the house before they left to stitch him up, his stomach up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's that moment in stories where it gets real for the characters. I'm not ready to say that yet, but it was a great start to making it feel unsafe. I'll say that.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Let's just jump into these relationships. Let's start with Tabby and Imogen.
Christian.
Well, we're combining them together. Tabby and Imogen and the boys. So this episode we saw that they were gushing about having their first kiss with their boyfriends in the summer. And they got a chance to sort of have a good time and talk about that. What do we think about the boys? Because these love interests.
I have determined I don't trust any of the boyfriends on this show.
And I hate that really because it's like I feel like it's a trope. You know, you really
you can't.
That's the boyfriend.
Yeah.
I'm just like, can we like take that trope away for just like once?
Yeah.
Just one time.
Is it a trope or is it a horror rule? I don't know where we stand on that. Like, is that a
both? I don't.
That's fair. That's very fair. Yeah.
Because like when you watch these, like Christian and Johnny, like for some reason I still don't trust Christian. It's just something. I don't know if it's just the actors acting, or he's a part of some things. And even with Johnny, he got really close with Imogen really quickly.
Meeting the father.
Damn. Yeah, and I only known you for what, 2 weeks, maybe? Like, and that was a great scene, by the way. But but with the boys, it's just like I don't know. But I am happy for them too because they are teenagers, so they're going to still feel that way. You know, even though they're going through all this shit with Killer going after them, they still have these emotional attachments to guys, which is great. They're still trying not to.
The girl.
Jen.
Don't get me started on don't get me started on that
Jen.
Oh, I hate it.
She's not a half fuck. She's not a half fuck. She's not.
Where did she get that money from? That is really what I want to know.
It's not important.
Where did she get
it's not, and neither is she.
She's not important, but she might be important because I feel like she's somehow connected to the shit too. Because I don't want to jump too far ahead, but all I'm going to say is when Noah, when she got that note. When she got that note,
oh no,
she's like, "Oh yeah, like you got a note over there." First of all, the note was already half open, so clearly the girl was going through her stuff, reading that stuff. And
I live here. I live here.
All right, but you're not opening my shit. So now I know not to room with you because if you was to ever, you're not gonna be going through my shit.
She's been living there for like 5 days, bro. She probably been living there for 5 days. She don't got no reason to be opening up no mail.
No, and I know she read it, or she was.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I just know she read it or she just knew what it was because she's a part of the whole thing. So I don't know. If we're talking about brainwashing, to me, this whole town is brainwashed. And this is just a whole conspiracy. It's a whole thing to get these girls out of here. The whole town is in it, in it. So that's my thoughts.
That's a huge effort for 5 girls that I would like to add. However, I do think that's how it's going to play out. We mentioned Johnny, but did you catch the line when he was like, "My dad's crazy too"?
Yep.
Yeah.
The preacher's son. He could be Archie's son. He could be the principal's son.
But TaMon, this is what's driving me crazy because I noticed a lot of things this episode where they're doing things to throw us off. So obviously, like, because Johnny might not be part of it, and I also, there's two other characters that did some things. I'm just like, why did they do that? But that's what they want. They want you to think. They want you to suss everybody out, and it's just hard to figure out who's a part of this shit.
Yeah.
I'm going with Sean.
Oh, I miss Sean.
He's too nice.
Sean was too happy. Like, did y'all really peep that? Like,
I don't buy it.
Super happy. This.
Can somebody be happy in this town? Like, not everybody's miserable.
No, it's I just.
But I get it. Brought that thing off. That's why. No, let's be clear. He was getting some this whole episode, and he ain't seen Noah in a very long time.
So is Jen. So I mean, what does that mean?
Why do you rock for Jen so much?
I know.
Yeah,
because he likes the underdog. That's the only reason.
But she's not even an underdog. She's just there.
She's just like
there's no reason for me to. There's no reason for me to dislike her.
Of course.
So
wait. So after the whole scene where her and Noah got done hooking up, and then she was about to air out all her teeth to fucking Sean,
I'm sorry. Why are you acting like Helena Troy, girl? You shouldn't have been playing with fire then. If that's the problem,
get out my house. Get out.
Get
out.
Noah's messy.
Get out.
Noah's messy.
No, Jen is messy.
Noah's messy.
How you gonna get locked up?
Because you said no a few times.
Both messy, but Jen, she's trash. Jen trash.
Jen is trash.
Why is
she trash, man? I'm sorry.
Why is she trash?
If she gets locked up and then try to. What's the name?
So was Noah.
She steals the $20. Gets Noah involved.
Name him.
Leave her alone.
Yes, TaMon.
Get Noah involved.
Come on, Bobby.
The next thing.
Name him.
She gets locked up. Makes Noah go ahead and get the whole bail money to bail her the fuck out.
She didn't make her do nothing. She didn't make her do nothing.
But she knew she was going to do it because she has history with her. They have a connection with each other.
They sure do have a connection. They sure do. And quite frankly, I don't feel it with her and Sean.
And then she purposely came out when Sean came in and was like, oh yeah, I did sleep well. We're in the like. You could have just stayed your ass in the room, ho.
Go back in the room,
right?
Look, y'all mad at Jen, but not Noah, who didn't brush her teeth or wash her ass and went kissing on her boyfriend, running through the woods.
I'm mad at both of them, damn it. I'm mad at both of them.
That's fair. Being mad at both of them is fair, but just Jen doesn't make any sense.
Like Noah gets it too, but Jen is being really messy about this.
She's being messy because she's putting Jen in situations. I'm sorry. Jen is putting Noah in situations that are avoidable, and she's doing it out of spite. Because out of all the places you want to come back to, why the fuck would you end up in Millville? Of all the
I know I'm talking to men
there.
right now. Male whores. This is exactly how I know I'm talking to men right now.
How you saying male whores when Jen is the fucking whore and
Jen,
you're
but not Noah? Yeah, problems with Jen, but not.
Make it make sense.
The problem is Noah likes Jen. I don't feel any chemistry between her and Sean at all this season. I think she has chemistry with Jen. So that needs to be where she goes.
She does, but it's a struggle.
We've been on this too long. What's the next thing?
Because of you. Just because you say your piece, no, you don't let everybody talk, bitch.
Y'all been talking. Y'all been talking over me.
Hold up. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna let it go. Side pieces do not know where the fuck. How did my sister-in-law say that? Side pieces don't know where their place is, and that is Jen's problem. She's a side piece, and she don't know her fucking place, and that's what I gotta say about that. She ain't even a side piece, right?
Well, did she warn Sean about Bloody Rose, or did she warn Jen? I'll leave it right there. Thank you. She warned Jen. She got Jen to get off her case so she can be away to save her. Sean, she's okay with him dying.
Sean was already gone, sweetie.
Mm-hmm.
He is gone. His mother and him have a weird relationship.
All right,
very Halloween
ends. Connection with both of them. She has a connection with both of them. She loves Sean. She has history with Jen.
She has history.
You understand that. She has history with Jen. But I think after she fucked Jen, she should have just sent her on her way.
And she did. Remember, she did. And remember, she went on that run with Sean, and she felt so guilty about letting little Jen in her bedroom.
Lying again.
Yeah, she did. She did.
If she was lying, then why would she say anything? She would have kept doing it.
This is the worst thing I've ever felt.
Absolutely.
Because she's living with me.
Such a hater. All for this movie that just came on like 2 episodes ago.
Please.
Bye. I hope Jen dies.
Lit up. Hopefully Jen gets lit up and hung up.
I wanted that bitch to die in this episode. I was so hoping that
Gee,
she
what is going on here?
Yes.
Because everybody has
Let's
sin.
go.
Everybody has
We
sin.
are on the Jen
We all have
Thank you,
a
V.
song record, and she's messing.
Y'all all have
have
had side pieces that stepped out of line. That's what I'm getting from this conversation.
You're the side piece.
You are the side piece.
I'm not neither.
Yes, you
I'm
are.
not neither. I'm not neither.
That's why you're rooting for her. You've been there.
I'm Sean's mama. That's who I am. Get your ass out my house. Get out.
Yep.
And give my son his money back.
I love how, you know what, we're going to move on because whores supporting whores is not okay. And I do not appreciate
I agree.
D says, Jen reminds me of what Sarah from the original show can't be trusted. Yeah, she is like Sarah. And Sarah was messy as fuck too. Okay, so that's Noah, y'all need to take a drink because Mike,
and he's been saying no the most. Where your drink?
Yes, you need a whole gulp.
Yeah, I'm so glad I self-medicated because we got on here tonight.
Yeah, hello.
I'm trying to drink some water. I'm drunk. I'm high.
Look.
You know.
Jeez.
I'm just a little
Okay,
bit,
so that was Christian and Billy Loomis, and then we went over to Whack Jen, and now next we have we talked about Sean.
He's a killer.
Let's talk about what's her name, Mouse and Ash. First,
Baby,
he wasn't really in this episode, and he's been sort of positioned to be like they call them Sherlock and what's his best friend name? His partner
Watson.
Watson this season, which I'm not seeing yet, but I do understand the next episode, the Pride episode, he's supposed to be really important.
I would guess so. Him and Jen should be very important this next episode coming up.
On to the next.
This is what I want. I want Mouse and Ash. I mean, they're okay. They can stay the constant in the show if they want to. I really like Billy Loomis. You mentioned that scene with Imogen, and let me tell you, my girl was not having it about this ring.
No. When she
went
that
from 0 to 1. She went to 0 to
That's
infinity. I was like, damn.
She was about to bounce on that table, over that table. Take
she
it off.
She didn't even hesitate. What the hell are you doing? What is it doing on your finger?
And
I was ready.
The stepmom was being antagonist. She was like the
she was,
mom.
And I loved it. I loved it. She gave this look like.
Girl, this is not right.
That's why Emma Jean should have went over that table and bopped her upside the fucking head. Take it off.
This is a conversation, though. If the ring stays on the father side of the family, unless if you're married, I was wondering this.
Yeah,
but if they were no longer married, and keep in mind, the mother gave it back to him. It's not like it's in the mother's possession.
And this hoe that I just met out of my mama's ring, and then you act like it's okay.
Exactly.
And I'm not even addressing you, bitch. I'm talking to my dad.
Right.
She went real hood real quickly, and I was right there with her, especially when she sat there and said, "You was a fucking cow. You can't even show up to her damn funeral."
True.
Like, how can you do some shit like that? And then I was mad at the damn woman because she was like, "This isn't her ring."
It's
bitch.
not.
You know, like, bitch, you just
have to come back. I hope
it's not her ring.
It's
not hers.
She gave it back. She gave it back to him. It was from his family, and he gave it to his fiance. I understand why. I understand why Imogen would be angry about it. I do understand why she would be angry about it. But when I thought about it, I was like, okay. She could have saw anything that was her mother's on this girl, and she would have lost it. It could have been anything of her mother's, and she would have flipped that. A scarf.
Her mom is dead. She don't know this woman.
She
She barely has a great relationship with her father. So, like, I would be upset too. It's not like she knew the women throughout time and stuff like that. That was like her first time meeting her, right?
Right.
Yes.
So yes, I was.
She gave it back,
Yes.
D. She gave it back to him.
No,
No, she
I
look.
would just like to say that
her
I
feelings
don't
are
give a
warranted.
what she's talking about. I just met you and you being antagonistic towards me. You got on my mama's ring, and then my father, who's the only person at this table I'm talking to, should be responding to me. Bitch,
You should be
don't
silent.
Don't answer nothing. I'm not talking to you.
You know what? Call me
Exactly.
mother.
Thank you,
Call me
Mike.
mom, bitch.
Yes, ma'am, baby.
Call me
No,
mom,
no,
bitch.
no.
Yeah, I'm like, you're not my stepmama. Who the fuck is you? Like, you just
Imagine
here.
with-
Like,
Go in
you
there and do
mama,
some
like-
dishes, bitch. Since you would have run your
I'm
mouth.
sure if she would have said that, Imogen would have sliced that bitch throat. She would have got her the fuck out of here.
That
She would have
night-
got her out of here.
When she picked
And
up
if it
that
wasn't
knife, I
for us,
had
he
images.
said, like mother, like daughter. Yeah, exactly.
I feel like they should have took it there. They should have like had her attempt to really chop off her fucking fingers. I would have been here
You
for
know
it.
what? I think it could be foreshadowing to her mental stability in the rest of this
Yeah,
show.
that's what I was thinking.
But we'll get to that too.
Listen.
But I
Listen.
enjoyed Billy Loomis in this scene. He was such a good boyfriend. It's oh God, can you even say that?
What's that, Billy Loomis?
No.
Are they official?
I don't think
No,
so. Her dad.
yeah.
he's
seen her
fucking
go
down
crazy.
other people.
But I thought
They
he was
official,
such a
Mike.
good
Come
support
on,
system.
man.
No, they're not.
They are official, Mike. Give them that. Just
But did
Yes.
they say it? I don't remember them
They
saying.
didn't say it,
Yeah.
but they said double dates, and I'm so excited.
All
to
right,
see
you can
them
still
double
date
dates.
without being official with
You
somebody.
can. I mean, that is true. However, Colin, we
She
know that
thinks they're a thing. They're not.
you're mad. That's
okay.
what
So
I'm
I'm
not.
saying.
I think he's still a whore. I think he's still a whore. Yes.
But this is coming from the
Mike.
person that's defending Jen.
Who
Okay.
is a whore?
Okay, who is a whore?
Why is she a whore? But no, it
Don't worry
isn't.
about it. Don't worry about it. I'm sick of it. I just want to say that I think that Billy Loomis, hopefully he doesn't get killed, but based off this trailer for the next few episodes, we don't know where he's going to land with things.
Yeah,
But
we don't know.
hopefully,
Who
he
that
turns
was.
Johnny. Hopefully, Johnny turns out to be a good guy.
Hopefully.
And we actually have a
One of
really
them have
good
to.
clip of the cast and them hanging out, and he's in that clip too. But I think we'll show that later. But it's really cool to see how this cast is sort of coming together and building that chemistry. Johnny is the Mike part.
Mike, we know men. We know men,
Right.
Mike.
Of
They
course
playing
you
up
do.
here. They playing up here. They are playing.
We need a scene. Well, okay, well then they need to give us a scene in which he double dipping. I want a scene in which he double dipping.
Because
Yeah,
right
he's
now
always
he's looking real
different.
Give me
faithful.
like a little 5-second scene in which he
And
double
even if
dipping.
even if he is, like, they're not official. So I feel like he can do that. That's fine. Go ahead.
Cut it off,
That's my
Imogen.
opinion.
Cut it right off.
Oh my god.
All I know is, man, Tabby. Ooh, Jesus Christ, she about to go.
Yeah, we can move on. We talked about Tabby. We talked about
I mean, how do y'all truly feel about Christian? Because y'all haven't, like, we brought him up, but y'all.
you know what?
I agree
It's up
with
in
you.
the
I
air for
can't
me,
tell.
man. And I hate that because he's the only black man on this show.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
It's up in the air for me because he's.
I was trying to determine if I was just being like, okay, he's a little too nice and geeky, and I was like, am I trying to put some like project some shit on him, like he should be acted a certain way, or is he suspicious just because he's so he seems childlike to me? I don't even.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. I don't know if it's the acting or that's just who the character is, because he does give very childlike tendencies. And then also he says something in here that would maybe side eye him a little bit. And I'm like, okay.
He has evil.
I
That
wanna
part.
mention the fact that when Bobby/Tabby read Homeboy for Filth at the
Les,
movie theater,
She ate.
West for Filth, and he was just how Christian was like, yeah, baby, yeah, say that. I think we should do a movie, y'all. You're right, and my girl's gonna win. And you know why?
Mhm.
Because I support her, not ride for her. That's what he was giving me. I was like,
That's what it
"No,
was.
relax." I mean, Christian, relax.
Yeah. That's his girl.
That is
But-
his girl.
But what had me side eyes, what Mike said, what he said was like, oh, like there's evil in that guy. You heard what he said when he said that you did the whole film contest thing. I was like, I rewind. I'm like, he reacted a way, but it wasn't in a way where it was like he was
Mhm.
jealous at that moment.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, Christian, he wasn't that angry when she said that part. It was when she kept talking about it, and then he got a little. So I don't know, Christian. You're being a little dramatic.
Yeah, if Wes would have got chopped up at the end of the episode, I'd be like, yeah, Christian, it's you.
Yeah.
Mad.
Yeah, so I still think he's somewhere. I don't know, like maybe these men are just put here by somebody to distract these girls or something because they're. I don't know, man.
The only one I trust is Greg, which is crazy, but he's the only one I trust.
Yes, which is wild.
Yes. Y'all, I've been saying this all season. Greg has been winning me over since the first episode, and I'm really enjoying him this season. And I hope he doesn't get cut down, but something in me feels like him, and we said this, him and Farron can maybe have something because
I see it.
Let's talk about that group session in church. Greg stood up and was like, I just want to say that I gave Farron a hard time and she's not beautiful. Who could be more beautiful than Farron? Like he gave this whole like, like, bitch, you don't even say that type of stuff about me.
Yeah, she should have said something.
But yeah, but did anybody else find that weird that Greg adored Farron so much?
No, Karen backs down to him. So I think he likes a challenge, and Farron is that. She's gonna challenge you.
I thought he did that just because, like, he knows that is it Henry that's trying to get Farron into the whole situation. So they're like pretty much just trying to make this whole thing. Oh, it must be here. We're gonna play kiss ass first, and then we're gonna try to lure her in this cult or whatever. So I think it was just like a kiss ass just to get her a part of it.
I don't know, but he's not even a part of that inner circle. He wasn't in that room.
He's not. I don't know. To me, I think everybody in this town is a part of something. I don't know. Something's going on.
Let's stay there on this church because I think that's good. Obviously, we've all seen the preview for the next season, and we know the church is going to be a huge catalyst to whatever is going to be going on. The foil for these girls. So this group session, we had. I went back and watched the first episode of season 1, and the girl who was the slut. I'm not gonna say that. The girl who was trying to sleep with Greg, she was in season 1.
Oh,
yeah, she was part of. She was Karen's third in command, and she just.
Oh,
I didn't know
so fucked up.
See you
So
later.
she was.
So you knew Karen and Kelly, and you messy. So, but Mike, I'm sure you love her. But what do we? So at
And you see, you did all that. You don't got nothing to say about Greg. Not a thing to say about Greg.
Greg's amazing this season. Kelly and her mom are giving the image of you. They are definitely giving that. I don't know if y'all have seen the image of you with Sasha. She played and oh my God, Mark
Nicole Smith.
Who was the twin for the original series of Pretty Little Liars? Allison De Laurentiis. She played Allison De Laurentiis in the original show, and she just put out a new thriller, which was good, called The Image of You, and she plays twins again. It's a cool suspense thriller. Check it out. And she does have problematic parents. What is Farron's on and off again boyfriend? What's his name?
Henry.
Unpack Henry whack ass.
Henry, bro.
Because he was also at this church thing. Kairos. He was there as well. Having this session about unpacking his feelings, and he was also caught upstairs being caught in a fucking ritual or whatever.
They were praying,
going towards bloody.
You know what's so crazy to me? If they were in the pews doing this, nobody would say a thing because it looked strange up in the attic. But if they were down in the pews, nobody would be batting an eye at them.
That's true because it's in the public and everybody who feels this way can join. But this is something for a specific group of people of an inner circle.
The chosen.
Upstairs. And remember, in the beginning, we saw a clip of them.
I was going to say that.
Bloody Rose.
It looks similar. They were all in a circle, and Bloody Rose was in the middle. But in this one, Bloody Rose wasn't in the middle. So I'm like,
He was not. So is she like this town urban legend like Candyman, where people? It seems like that's what they're doing. They're making it into this urban legend or myth that people have this following. A lot. We're jumping around a lot, but now that I'm thinking about it, that. The whole cutting your forehead,
yeah,
and that grandmother who y'all say doesn't know what's going on. Just let her bleed out. But
Not let her bleed out.
let her bleed out.
It's something wrong with it.
Yeah. So what do we think about this church and the cult and all these things of it?
I think they did a better job of trying to connect it, at least by having Farron go and see everything, because before I didn't see what the big deal was.
Yeah.
With why they kept mentioning it. So at least this gives us a little, like it planted a seed. So if something does happen, I'm not in disbelief of what the hell is going on.
Right. Yeah, same here. I knew it has to tie in, because when they kept going back to the church in the earlier episodes, I'm like, all right, this church is going to somehow tie into something, or be like it's going to be involved in, the crazy shit that's going on with Bloody Rose.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if, again, Bloody Rose is Chip's mom and she's a part of this church too, maybe, and maybe that's why she wasn't there in the moment, because I'm thinking like, oh well, normally when they do this whole cult thing and they're in a circle, maybe she is in the middle, like how they were doing on Spooky Spaghetti, but maybe that point she wasn't there. But I don't know, like these people at this church, I don't know, maybe she talked to all of them and they want these girls out of here. I don't know.
They have to make this indoctrination of this cult make sense, right? Hypnotherapy, group hypnosis, something to make that people are becoming this extreme, because nothing is happening in the town that would corral a certain energy, like in Halloween, like Evil Dots. There was events happening in the town to sort of move the population to feel a certain way. Everything is isolated, and now they're just having this church of these followers following Bloody Rose. And we find out, I guess, next week that they bought Imogen's house and other things happened.
So they bought the house from Tabby's mama. Something's going to happen to her mother, because I'm like, why is she the only parent that we are at least getting a few scenes from her? She might die.
That would be impactful, right?
Yeah.
I can see that happening. She was in this episode again. Let's put a pin in the cult, because we have to talk about that at the end. Let's talk about how they read this therapist for Phil.
Yes.
This was such a nod to old school Pretty Little Liars for multiple reasons. One reason is that when they broke into the doctor's office, which is so Pretty Little Liars, they went through case files, and those files were the original liars. And so I was like, okay, that's cool that y'all are connecting the worlds, even though Dr. Sutherland does that. And in the original show, the main character, Aria, which is sort of comparable to Imogen in this show to me, her fiance did the same thing. He was sort of A for a moment, and he was collecting tea about them to write in his story, in the beginning stories. So it's interesting that this therapist is doing the same thing. You know me, I'm all for a bitch collecting tea to create a story. Okay, all right, we're for it. Do your thing. How are we feeling about Dr. Sullivan?
Professional Gail Weathers. I knew you would like her, and she was my number one suspect. But like now, I'm just like they're leaning too heavy on her.
Mm-hmm. Too heavy.
I don't know, that next episode of her, when she said something a little bananas, I'm just pitting on my face, and she said it like in a sinister way, and I'm just like, all right, if she's not Bloody Rose, she's up to something. You said what, Jimmy?
Oh, that scene, it looks like a dream.
It could be a dream.
Could be.
That's what it looks like, because that shot, it looks like a dream sequence.
I hope so. It did feel like that, those moments in movies where you find out this person is in on it too, but they're a loon, and so she's trying to transform into Bloody Rose, or whatever it may be. But I don't think she's going to be in on it. She may fall victim to. Yeah, I agree, D. Dr. Sutherland is a red herring. She may fall victim to the cult and being sort of proselytized or brainwashed, but I don't think she's going to be a direct.
Like Link.
Yeah. Of all.
But I did enjoy the 5 girls going at her though. Like they are extremely strong together, and they know it. Especially Helena Troy. She really.
Who's
I
that?
like her little Noah.
Like I said, thanks.
Helena Troy. Let me get some more.
Todd, you think you slick, bitch?
That's what he does.
You don't say the actress name.
She did deliver a good line. She was like, "Put that in your book, bitch."
Yes. That was my favorite part of it.
Yeah. And she came and sat on the desk. I was like, "Y'all swear, y'all swear to come here and break it up." And they sort of did. Even Mouth was getting her piece.
Oh yeah.
And you know what? I'm actually enjoying her becoming. She's growing. I said this in our group chat. She's growing on me this season because at first I was like, okay, I know her character, but now she's sort of maturing and changing and becoming stronger, which is really good to see because I don't know how she was going to hack it in this type of franchise, or hopefully for so long. But she's becoming stronger, which is good to see. I will say this season, the mystery element, or the mystery element to this season isn't there for me like it was in season 1. I know that things are happening that I should be concerned about, and I should be excited to see how they play out, but it's not enough attention / detail to certain things. And maybe on the other side of it, we can look back and say, okay, it was there all along. But right now, I'm just not really tied up into the Bloody Rose thing.
I think for me currently, it's just like I'm just side eyeing everybody, and then just when I feel like, all right, I don't think that they're a part of this, they do something again to go right back on that list. And I think for me, that's what's going on with the season. Like I'm still kind of I'm not going to say bored because this is a good season as far as character development.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's great. But as far as like suspense and the horror and all of that is not there for me. But I will say I am having fun guessing who Bloody Rose is.
Yeah,
I do like that, and I can't wait to find out who it is and who's a part of it. Maybe there's multiple. So I am enjoying that part. But it's just they should have been started doing this like in the beginning of the season. They took too long to get here where we at right now.
We just finished our season 2 of Scream Kings, and our theme was sequels, which we know that this their sophomore season is the theme allegedly that we should be seeing. And so, from the rules of a sequel, are we seeing those expectations play out? Bigger cast, more blood, carnage, candy.
No.
I think bigger casts romantically.
Yeah.
Last season it was parents. This season it's love interests. We're not getting bigger kills, or at least not yet. Or even bigger attempts at kills. What were the other rules that he said?
Bigger, more blood. No. I think that's it. And I don't think we do have a bigger cast. I'm not gonna harp on cast. Huh?
I was just saying that's it. Like,
yeah.
As far as blood, no. As far
I'm
as
not going to harp on the star status of the cast because I think whether this is their third project or their 100th project, they're bringing it, and I think they fit into this universe really good. And we're going to later on we're going to show their chemistry, which I think is the selling point of the show. Bobby, you mentioned that the character development is driving this season, basically. Which leads for less action, which is what we're getting. And I agree, we're really getting to see these characters grow and deal with different things. And to me, this was maybe the best episode of the season so far, and that says something.
Yeah.
Or nothing at all, but it does mean something to me.
No, it says something definitely. This episode 5, so
we got 3 more of this.
But I will say last season I wasn't connecting with all the girls, so I'm glad they're at least doing that because I like all of them now.
Yeah.
We're gonna go to a quick commercial, and when we come back, We're gonna say what everyone is saying, see some cool clips of the cast, and some more final thoughts about this season, this episode.
That photo.
All right, so what people are saying. All righty. Where's our season 3 renewal? HBO Max. Period.
Yes.
This is, you know what? Farron has this ability to do like the veins. She can
Yes.
like she's really good at emoting her physical torment. And she's like, what the fuck? I was like, that's a real reaction. So I appreciated this moment.
It was a good one.
We are experiencing this season can feel mid at some points, but you know, if we step back and look at it from a narrative perspective, they're doing a great job at telling the story of these characters and not so much focusing on the action points that normally would drive a sequel season. So I do think they are deserving of a season 3.
I agree. I don't see why not. Aren't they like ranked high on Max too?
They stay in the top 3 to top 5 rankings, but there's still no renewal. And
they're in 6 now. The last I checked.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, they dropped it.
But they're still in the top.
They are still in the top. But from what they mentioned in the episode 1 that they were ready for junior year and prom. We know what prom is in horror. So I want to see
Me too.
Yeah, we know what that means. And so I want to see that for them, even though we had that with the Spirit Queen, but prom is a whole different beast. Yeah. And so I want to see them all be nominated and fighting for the crown in season 3. And I want to see them graduate. So I want to see this show continue to move forward. So everybody who's watching, make sure you support it. And
a whole bunch of prom night references and all that stuff going on. Yes. Yeah. Come on.
Yeah. And which one of these girls are going to be prom queen? We got to know.
Yeah. Mouse. Who would you vote for prom queen?
Farron.
I would say Farron. It would be between Farron or or I would say Mouse, just because too. But I think Farron is more popular. But I think Mouse would also be cute if she was prom queen. It would be something different for her.
It would be totally different.
Yeah.
Who you vote for?
Mouse. I think it would mean the most to her because she seemed really giddy around her birthday and all that. I don't really think Farron would give a fuck if people voted for prom queen. Imogen and Tabby don't give me that they would care. Noah doesn't give me that either. I think it would mean the most to Mouse.
Yeah, it probably would mean the most to Mouse. I can see after this summer, Farron coming back and being stupid popular. She's popular with the boys now. She was sort of semi-popular. She's the prima donna at the school. So I can see Farron being the prom queen off of those things. But Mouse, that would be, if something happened, heartbreaking for prom. Mike said, could you imagine the prom night and graduation? Exactly. Yes. Exactly. Mark, who do you think? Who would you vote for our prom queen?
I would also say Mouse because I feel like it would be kind of a play in on Carrie. You know, her being very the meekest one out of all of them. And then, something happened at the prom where she gets doused with blood and stuff like that. It would be probably like, reminiscent of something like that.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, next slide. All righty, we have Roberto's plan in a season for each liar to have her moment as final girl. Imogen had her moment in season 1. Tabby will have her moment in season 2. That's interesting. We already have our chosen one for season 3, right? Farron. I feel like Farron's been getting a lot of character development and growth this season.
And this season, yes, there's a lot of Farron this season.
Yeah. But to their point, Tabby and Imogen are the final 2 to receive their challenge. And from what we read last week, Tabby said that her chase scene was really physically demanding in her scenes, and we saw her fall down the steps.
I hope so, because these little challenges that Bloody Rose is giving these girls, it's not it. It's not it.
I will say this to me was the better one, but I thought there would be more thorns. I felt like it was like 10 feet of thorns, and that was it. But there's a dog, like her life was actually in danger if the dog probably got her.
Yeah.
Which
the
fire too.
And I mean, well, that picture we had, right? It looked like it was like wolves or something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, but I thought it was gonna be multiple. So it would have been great if it was like 3 dogs while she's going, across these thorns.
This is a person who has access to a dog or has a dog. Mm-hmm. That's a clue.
Yeah.
If I see this dog at the damn church, I don't know.
Michael. I felt lackluster about her challenge too. I love that it was filled with thorns. It could have been glass for me, whatever you want to put down. The fact that she ran on it and her feet was bloody, she should have fell down on the thorns and got her scratched up. This is what we want, right? We want to see her through it, right? It's nothing that she couldn't technically survive, but her running on glass and thorns, falling through it, even getting bitten by anything, like push her. And yes, she had a chase.
It's the same thing with Farron when she was going up the gate with the barbed wire. It's just like they're being so cute with it, like very CW, and I need them to push these. Like I need to see them get fucked up.
I personally, if I were a killer, I would just with her situation, I would make it like a Saw situation. Like you have to choose Jen or Sean. They're both trapped, and you have to choose one right in front of their face. Whichever one you don't choose dies. But then I'm gonna do that video game is going to be the opposite of who you chose who survives.
Yep.
And then the person that you wanted dies. And that's it.
And with the perfect backdrop of the Friday the 13th things going on, I just felt like with the title of the episode and the backdrop of her and her chase scene, you could have really just pushed this to where it needed to be. When I think about Friday the 13th and Jason Voorhees, I think about the brutality that he brings to his movies. And that should have been executed, to me personally, in this scene.
No, I said the same to you. When I think I was texting you, I said I kind of feel like I wish this was Tabby's episode where she was the one that was being chased, because it was perfect. It was her event. It was Friday the 13th. It would have been great. So I wish it was like her moment on this one, but unfortunately it was not. But I did love the backdrop on there. I was texting Mark as well because it was playing some songs in the episode. I knew you guys weren't going to pick up because y'all not Friday the 13th fans, so I was just like, they're not going to catch this. They're not going to catch this.
No, we talking about
you, Jimmy. We talking about
isn't it the same
Michael.
Song in every movie?
No, Michael. That's why we.
So when we first get to the camp, well, with the event, I should say, they're playing Pseudo Echo, is it?
Yes.
Mark? His Eyes, which was on Friday the 13th, part 5, when the girl was doing a robot in the room.
Oh, child, I would not know that.
And then the end credits, they were playing that other song, and Jason Lives, when the girl was riding the bull and the electricity went out in the RV. That song that was playing, they played that. Yeah. So there was some Friday the 13th love in here.
Okay, so that's even more special.
And I like the conversation between Tabby and Christian when they was talking about, like, Tabby mentioned that Jenny was a very smart final girl, that was capable of like using her PhD to sit there and take out the killer and stuff like that. So I was like, okay.
Also, she mentioned she went to Camp Millwood, which was basically Camp Blood, and I was like, what does that mean? There was basically Camp Blood. Like, were there incidents that happened at the camp?
She might have meant that it was probably kind of like
just like a camp.
Yeah,
just like a camp. They probably, but it was kind of suspect. I will say that because she said it closed down a couple of years ago for some reason. And like there's something tied into that. I feel like that camp is going to end up being tied into like the rest of the season.
See, they can't do that because if they don't revisit this, I'm gonna be upset.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be upset. Because now you bring
summertime,
something
you either, I guess you're in summer school, but you could technically go to a camp and be. They could have easily
That's
been counseled.
what I was hoping was going to be the season, since they said summer. Whatever, I thought it was going to be them being camp counselors and it being like a Friday the 13th kind of feel.
But think
I wish
about
they
it.
That would have made more sense.
They could have easily executed that what we're having now the same way. Farron could still be a lifeguard, and with all the boys, you can still have a church service or some type of service where now everybody's included. All of these things could have been done. I didn't think about it until right now that we could have been at a summer camp. Camp Millwood, Camp Blood, Camp Mona. At least that's what I think. Camp Mona. All these are. Camp Mona is a reference to the original show.
And Camp Blood, that's what they called it in Friday 13th Part 6 as well. Jason lived. They kept calling it Camp Blood.
Why did you? Well, did you notice they've been bringing a lot of abandoned locations this season? It has to mean something. Mouse Test was at an abandoned Chuck E. Cheese.
I forget where Farron's place was.
like
a junkyard or something.
Yeah, a junkyard.
Interesting. All right, next slide. I'll start at the bottom. The video tutorial, the collective screaming, Mouse slowly falling to the ground, the chaos. This is cinema. Hashtag Pretty Little Liars Summer School. I love thinking about Imogen and labor and how there could be a nod to that with Farron. Was so down to play with that idea. Yeah, they nailed that scene.
That
next
was
slide.
a real.
Go ahead, Mark.
No, I was just saying. I think that was the moment I was like, "Yeah, this needs to be renewed immediately."
Yeah. This scene is this is foreshadowing. This is the clip from the trailer for the rest of the season. This scene is insane. It's going to make history, I fear. God. No matter how bad it is, Imogen will always find some strength in her, and literally fight until her last breath. Bitch.
So are we going to get like an amazing fight scene to go down in history, and then with Tabby, we're going to get an amazing chase scene to go down in history in horror?
Oh,
to take Helen Shiver's spot. Would we be able to?
I've been sitting here quiet, letting you get your stuff in all night, but I'm not gonna do that. Ricky, keep going. I'm not gonna take the bait. I'm not.
I'm just saying, are we gonna get some like levels like that? That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah, I'm with you, Mike. I hope to see some of that level of horror in this season. If they're raving about it like the previous shows, hopefully we get some good chases, some fights, and they perform their asses off. I'm nervous because there was a lot of coded wording in
Last Breath.
I didn't like that. Didn't like that.
What was her picture again? Because remember, Imogen's picture was like a from last week when we had the little. It was like a bloody towel or sheet or something.
Yeah. To me, it looked like she was the bloody rags were rolling from an angel, which could mean like someone prestigious, a golden boy, or someone who's gone on. The shade would be with her mom.
I think her baby's going to be in danger.
Maybe her dad is going to try to save her or something. She's going to lose her father or something too.
Damn.
She's going to take the ring because she wants the ring so bad.
Honestly, yeah.
But
I think if the stepmom is actually in on it the whole time, and that's part of the ploy. You know how that marry the father.
I had a moment where I thought that because I was like, she already has an attitude from the beginning. But I was thinking because somebody sent the foster parents of her child like some notice or something. Like this is the final gift. I don't think she sent that. I think somebody else sent a gift to the parents, and so her child is going to be in danger, and that's what's going to really bring out the beast in her to survive.
I would love if they get chopped up. The gay daddies are going to die, and Imogen gets her baby back.
Not kill the gays on Pride Month.
Happy Pride!
Yes,
Little John, Big John.
Stop.
I approve. Kill him.
I approve too.
Stop.
Lil Jon.
Save the game.
Michael, you come home.
At least that was on Halloween, not on Prime. Okay?
That line was so. I swear to God, that line was trash, y'all.
Never mind.
Trash.
How do fans want the second quarter of the series to end? The girls kill an important character, and a hooded villain knows that they committed. That will be an interesting season 3 if they actually. This show is already a better I Know She Did Last Summer TV show than we received. But now that I think about it, it is the summertime, so they could do something this summer that can drive season 3. That would be really interesting.
I need to know what you did last summer reference, like because one of the characters, I forgot who was it. Noah's boyfriend went because they're about to do a marathon. He said it was like a 4th of July marathon or something. I need that episode to be definitely like heavy influence with I Know What You Did Last Summer, and we probably will get that Helen Shivers chasing in that episode.
They know what to do.
Hopefully they do that.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
I like this idea. Kill some. I think they should accidentally kill someone they think is the killer, and then they find out right after it's not them, and then they're trying to hide because then it'll, like y'all saying, I like that because it needs to go somewhere. At least we'll know like what the fucking deal is from the beginning of the season.
And we know when you hide secrets, it sort of breaks the friend group. So it'll be nice to see them go through some type of we're not besties forever.
They kill one of the boyfriends, and that'll spark some rivalry in the group if they kill one of the boyfriends.
Great.
One of them kills one of the boy. No, it has to be Sean or
it has to be Ash.
Yeah, Sean or Ash.
Yeah.
Ted was Christian.
Oh,
they don't care about Christian. They even.
Yeah, he a part of it somehow. And
I'm saying.
we just need a double date and we can figure it all out because in the preview to come, they were actually all fighting together, and I think that was Greg that was fighting with them.
And when Tabby fell down steps, was it Christian's basement?
It was Christian's basement. Yeah,
it was his basement. That's us.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's suspect as hell.
Yeah.
Next slide. All right, so we've been talking about how this season is all about the vibes of this cast and their getting to know each other and bonding. This is so great on screen because they are really connecting behind the scenes and really showing their love of each other. We have a video clip. I don't know if it's ready, but we have a video clip of what this picture is. Are we ready for this?
She don't need no bitch. She got 2, 3 drinks and she twerking.
Oh, okay.
What's up?
I'm cracking up.
It's so adorable.
I love it.
But we saw Billy Loomis getting his life in the beginning, so that was nice. And Christian was walking around like as usual. What's happening? I don't know what's going on. That was the last one. I am extremely excited for the. You know what? When did we find out that Imogen's boyfriend is Dr. Sullivan's son? It's gonna be messy. You got to break up with him then, though. It's over.
Yeah,
it's over. We have a trailer.
Well, they're not together, so there's no breaking up.
You're a hater. We have a trailer of the remaining of the season, and let's DJ drop that. Drop
that.
Mouse and me. Only ones left on our hit list are us.
Get 'em close, bring 'em round.
So, Bloody Rose has been terrorizing you all summer. Would you want to spend the night?
Could I maybe stay over?
Of course.
So nice of you to join us.
Oh, that's a walk of shame if I've ever seen one.
Bad choices. How to avoid them. That is what Redemption House is all about.
Hope to see you there.
They're doing this at my house. It's a hell house. An apocalyptic level of hate. The sinners getting punished for their sins.
Sins like Bloody Rose is tagged Farron, Mouse, and me. The only ones left on our hit list are us. Us.
They're trying to make Billy Loomis. I'm trying really hard not to suspect you.
Ooh-wee.
I don't know.
Did they give it up?
Never be happy.
Did the girls give it up? You know the rules. Did they give it up?
I hope not.
Oh. Oh.
That's probably what it's going to be, like a Billy and Stu situation. Maybe Christian and Johnny know each
You know
other.
what? I would gag.
I'll be wild.
Yes. Okay. Predictions and theories. From that, the girls are definitely feeling themselves. They just forget that they're in the middle of some drama going on, and they decide to have sleepovers with their boyfriends. For us horror fans, we know what that equals.
If we don't get a Tabby Scream reference about Billy Loomis, I'm gonna be upset because she's always giving a damn reference. So I'm really hoping she gives one.
And Bobby, you said it. They actually are comparable to Billy and Stu.
Yeah.
Christian
So,
and
if that happens, I mean, I'll be happy, but sad for her. Well,
Yeah.
both of them actually, but I'll be happy that we got that. It's something that it's not in this trailer, but it's something that I noticed in this episode too when Farron was in the church. And I know we mentioned Kelly's mom, Mrs. Margaret White, but when they were all giving like Farron her flowers, she touched Farron's shoulder, the same shoulder that she got stabbed at, and she looked at a specific part on her arm where she got stabbed. So I was like, what's the name's mom?
Oh,
Kelly's
in the
mother.
church.
In the church.
Mrs. Beasley.
And she was looking like,
and then she looked at her shoulder, the same area where
like,
Farron got cut. So I'm just like,
I didn't notice the.
I noticed
Yeah, I noticed it too. I noticed it too. And I also Mrs. Beasley and Imogen's father's girlfriend have the same physique as Bloody Rose.
They do.
Yeah.
Eyes, all of it.
Yep.
Is there a possibility this could be a Scream 2 kind of thing? So we have the mother in it, because Spooky Spaghetti, I'm assuming there's also message boards on there or ways people can communicate, and they're all into horror-ish shit. So who's to say that there aren't some like psychopaths on there corresponding and planning to do shit?
Yeah, that's where the cabal comes in. Yeah, that's where the cabal comes in. And this whole cult thing. The scene where they saw all the kids get ready to slice their foreheads, that was kind of disturbing because I'm like, how did we go from what's his name, Archie? How do we go from Archie to this? Like, how do y'all catch up on all this Bloody Rose bullshit? You know what I'm saying? It's like, where did that come from? I need an origin of that because it just seems so left field. It's like, what I'm trying to say is that for Bloody Rose to take off as big as it has, to take over this website, it had to been a seed somewhere way before the Archie shit started.
And that's been my problem the entire season, that the connection to the Bloody Rose is not there, so I don't really care.
Mouse is dropping the ball. Girl, you've been on there how many hours?
Come on, Lois Lane. Figure it out. I think a mother is involved. I think a mother is definitely going to be involved. And I don't know who much, like I was joking earlier and said Imogen's mother, but I don't know. It's going to be...
She's been missing for a while.
And that's how you can tell the stories, the screen time.
Imogen's mother?
No, Chips.
No, Chips.
Oh.
Imogen's mother's been missing since season 1.
Whose mother?
She had Imogen's mother. I was just Imogen's mother. I was just saying it has to be a mother and randomly said hers. Not that it's her. She's dead. Unless she has a twin.
Her grandma. Okay.
But
Chips, yeah. Because we only seen her in that one episode when she was cursing Tabby out. And then she sold her over that. So and what Mike Unofficial said right here, like I think that's great. Didn't the last gift have a note saying your grandmother? And if that's Chip's, baby, that's the grandma, and she's been gone for a while. So I don't know. I think
And
she
then
has an involvement with all these girls.
Oh,
And then they said
that's
that
true.
which one TaMon?
About that is her grandbaby.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
also, she's very religious now, and you have these homosexuals raising this child. So now I have something to say about that.
If they don't capitalize on
From our
those,
perspective, Mark, I'm
yeah,
not
if
saying
they don't
it.
capitalize on those parents being murdered and the child being, that's a missed opportunity. D said, didn't Mouse say she accidentally created the Bloody Rose lore on Spooky Spaghetti and people ran with it? Yeah, but I think that was just guilt talk, and I hate those conversations.
Because
oh my God, it's my fault. No.
This has reached cult status where you have people volunteering to slice their forehead. Like, you have to have some type of message that is resonating with all these young kids for them to do some shit like that. I'm not saying that it's like, but it just, when it comes to cults, and we did our episode about it, it has to be somebody that's in the I'm just saying somebody that can sit there and pull somebody in like that.
Charismatic and authority. The preacher we know for a fact, right? That's
right.
Good. And he has recruitment agents with Kairos because he was in their room catching the Holy Ghost too.
Yeah, and then think about it. Archie had the fucking principal guy to him. It could be somebody in an authoritative position that has Bloody Rose as like a bulldog of sorts, or like an enforcer, like, yo, go take them out.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Because it's always got to be somebody of authority, and it just got to look at. I mean, I'm like Bobby said earlier, this whole church thing has to tie into everything because it's. And I feel like Farron going to the church and being the one official liar to go in and investigate, not investigate, but have that tie-in. You know what I'm saying? So she could be like, so they could bring this story to the main cast.
Yeah.
Because Kelly, that's been her whole entire story this season is this church thing. And when she pops up, she's always at that church. And she hasn't been with the girls because the girls are in summer school, and she's having this church thing. So they needed a way, and I like how they did that, where they sat there and had Henry and tied him into, oh well, he wants to still dance and this and that, and you kind of get them growing further apart. But Henry ended up going to this church, and then Farron's gonna be like, "What the fuck is going on over here with this church shit?" She goes and invests. She goes and like sees what's going on, and then she finds out that these motherfuckers are crazy. They're cultists, and now it's gonna be like, okay, now we can sit there and start investigating this church, So
can we shout out Farron's real ass reaction to when she walked in that room?
Listen,
because to be fair, I probably would have went up there to see what was going on, but I'm so glad and then she waited for Henry outside.
Oh yeah,
to have this conversation. We're not doing this inside downstairs. No, I'm far away where I can at least scratch you enough to get away. Mark, you said something that I thought was powerful about Bloody Rose. Maybe this season is not about Bloody Rose. Maybe she's just sort of emblematic of what the church represents and their sword to sort of fix the impurities in this town.
I mean, look at her aesthetic. Look how she looks.
She has a crown of thorns.
And so the cross on her, the necklace.
She killed the overly sexual girls. She killed the other overly sexual people. She may kill the gays. It could be just the emblem, and she's not really important at all. And the church is what this is really about.
Yeah, it's a very emblematic with the thorns, like the Christ-like stance and stuff. Then the promotional material before they went into the season was, I haven't seen the movie yet, but it was very midsummer, and so it's kind of like giving this like what's the word I'm looking for? Not Mayday, but you know what I'm trying to say, like this solstice type situation. We know like the wicked, the wicked man. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. Yeah.
Okay. So what do we want to see for the rest of the season and our final predictions, starting with you, Jimmy?
Okay. They just have to keep. I feel like they just have to keep the energy high. Really.
Mm-hmm.
And supposedly the next next episode is the best out of the season.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, what about episode 8? Because I think that episode 7 is a flashback episode. I think I read that somewhere.
Just to jump in there, next week is chapter 16, Hell House. After discovering that Kelly's church is using her former home, Imogen springs into action while Mouse and Ash plan a pride pool party in protest.
So she's committing more crimes. Your home assault, ma'am.
And she can get in. She can get away with it.
Yeah.
Mark, what do you want to see? What are your final theories and thoughts, and what do you want to see for the rest of the season?
I want a renewal. I want a renewal announcement ASAPly. But what I want to see is I want to see Tabby. I want to see Tabby do her final girl thing because I like what Bobby said, where they missed the opportunity with her being chased around during the Friday 13th. Can you imagine her being chased around the camp and Friday 13th is playing at the camp? That'd have been so damn amazing. But I want to see her thing, and I want to see Jen dead.
Ooh, I love that. Mike, you're about to speak. What do you want to see for the remaining of the season? And your theories.
Mark and Mike, Jesus Christ.
Yikes. I would like one of the boyfriends to be the killer. I would like one or two of the other boyfriends to be killed. Since we know the girls aren't going to die, somebody has to go. And I want Tabby's chase scene, like Mark said, I want it to be amazing. I want her to be like so fucked up. She's limping, bloody, bruised, but I still want her to make it out of it. Imogen, I want to see, because she already had a good fight scene at the end of the first season. So I can only imagine if they're saying this is the best shit, what it's going to be like. That's about it. Just give me some good shit to watch even after the show is off, so I can just go back and rewatch it on YouTube. So we can have a Tabby and Imogen day.
Oh, I love that. And you, Bobby, final thoughts? What you want to see?
Same. Mike's laugh is so evil.
Because it's messy.
Mute him, please. See, it's getting worse. Let me stop. Let everybody say it. Like, honestly, I just want a good payoff at the end of the season. I just need a good payoff. I need to feel happy what we got. I wouldn't mind. Like, I don't want one of the boyfriends to be the killer. Like, I want more just female representation as far as killers and stuff. So I don't mind if it's just strictly all of them. But if they are like playing strings, like the puppet master with the boys to use them for what they want, then that's cool as well. Yes, Tabby, they're hyping this chase scene up, so I need it to live up to the hype. I need it because these challenges that Bloody Roll's been given is very mid, 100%. You know, like I was here for all of them, but like I'll probably say out of all of them, I think Fearings was the most suspenseful. Noah's looked pretty with the roses on the ground. But I just need Tabby to deliver. I need it to be longer too. I need a long ass chase scene and just like what Mike said, get her fucked up and all that. Imogen, I need her to. I just want a happy ending for her, at least somewhat happy ending for her.
I have a question.
But that's
why are we leading so much towards Billy Loomis being a killer? But didn't she seek out employment out of town? It's not like he happened. It's like he happened to be where she went. It's not like he sought her out, as far as I know.
But my two things can be true at the same time. It can be coincidental that I actually met up with my therapist's son or the pastor's son.
Yeah.
That they have, and he hasn't said much about his father besides this one throwaway line. His father's crazy too. It could be that he doesn't have a relationship with his father, but it still could be, two things can happen at the same time. So I think that he is maybe, unfortunately, and I'll go into my final things too. I want him to be Billy Loomis, but I really like him in Imogen, which means he should be a bad guy. I want to see Imogen show her ass like she did at the end of season 1. I say this all the time. They all are final girls, but when you look at an archetype of a final girl, Imogen is the one. She looks like that. She's normally casted as that. And so I want to see her lean into that and be that in the last couple of episodes. Mike said something I thought was interesting. He said, I'm scared if it's Kelly and it's mind controlled by the church now that you're saying Bloody Rose is just the sword. Yeah, the sword. Yeah, I think that could be the thing because we're focusing maybe that's the misdirect is Bloody Rose. And we're putting so much who is Bloody Rose when really it doesn't really fucking matter who she is. She's working for the church.
Mm-hmm.
So that could be a thing too. I want to see them all kick ass. I want to see the stakes cranked up. My fear is that this season is better to watch to binge versus week to week, reward being low. So by the end of this season, we can probably come back and watch it all from top to bottom, like, oh, this was a good ass season. I want to see some heartbreak. Actually, Bobby, I thought you said a few moments ago, you didn't say you want the girls hurt. You said something else, but I want to see the girls hurt. I want to see the friend group sort of fractured. Because you grow better when you have to overcome adversities with each other, right? So we want to see this strong ass group. Let's break them up a little bit. And what better way to do that is what we saw earlier is when someone pitched the I Know What You Did Last Summer idea. Next week is Hell House. The next week after that is the Boogeyman. And that makes me automatically think to Halloween. And Jimmy, you mentioned that could be a flashback. And then the final episode is Final Exam. And hopefully all these girls are tested. And that's when we get some bloodshed and death and all those things happen. That's what I want to see for the remaining season. I hope that anybody could be Bloody Rose. It's just a misdirect. So you're going to be Bloody Rose today. Henry is going to be you. The mother is going to be you. Kelly is going to be you. We didn't see this in the trailer, but they were being chased by mobs of townspeople chasing these girls throughout the city. In the town, trying to oh my god, Final Exam. Oh my god, Final Exam. The movie, exactly. There's going to be some great references for that movie. I hope so, but the town is turning evil. So evil will die tonight, and Bobby said earlier, I think Imogen should have that line to say evil dies tonight. But that's what I want to see. Thanks everyone for coming and hanging out with us. We had some really fun in the comments. So shout out to Jacob who came in for a little bit, Critical Overlord, Germ. Thank you for stopping by per usual. We can't wait to see your thoughts on this episode and this episode we're doing now. Mike, as usual, thank you for coming every week. D, thank you for popping in. I know that you love the original franchise and this one. So we love to see you come. And everyone else who believes that Jen should be murdered, we appreciate you for stopping by.
Woo! That's so easy.
Woo! Shout out to the Twitter,
to the point,
to Twitter people as well that's watching.
To the point of Imogen and Tabby, I feel like they, out of the 5 of them, had it the worst last season towards the end.
Who? Imogen,
as far as people they were close to either dying or the sexual assault, all that. I feel like Noah, Mouse, and Farron, they're the 3 that have not had truly traumatic shit happen to them. So I feel like Noah's boyfriend, one of their love interests got to be involved or dead instead of the other 2.
Yeah, and I think Jen would be the great way to sort of hurt Noah's feelings, to slit her throat.
No, Jen needs to be her next love interest.
I'm good.
What?
Again, thanks everyone for hanging out. My name is TaMon Kane. You can find me at all the places, all the time. Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, streaming Dead by Daylight, and of course here with my favorite Kingz, Scream Kingz.
My name is Photo Jimmy. You can find me at Twitter and Instagram. I got some controversial takes on pretty much every horror franchise. Pretty much, no.
Yes,
I did with the devil.
Don't tell nobody that, Jimmy. They'll come for you.
Come on, I'm ready for the smoke. What's happening?
I know that's right.
My name is Mark. You know, you can find me on X at the Anti-Critic, Instagram Midnight Social Distortion, Marco Estes, TikTok, Marco Estes, here on Scream Kingz, the Alter Tapes, and on my own podcast, Midnight Social Distortion.
Hell yeah.
And I'm Bobby. You can find me on People Under the Scares with the Jen. So you like Jennifer's for some reason, like ill. But yeah, you can find me Jennifer Lopez. Anyway, you can find me on People Under the Scares with him.
Don't bring it.
Coolidge.
We have I love Coolidge though.
I love Coolidge.
I love
Hewitt. Love Hewitt.
Love Hewitt. I love
you
her.
You love Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Yeah, but outside of the other two, also Alter Tapes with Mark, and also here Scream Kingz. That's all I got. And oh yeah, Bobby likes to spooky my YouTube channel. Duh.
This is Mike. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at ThackerayBinks86, and in the podcast People Under the Scales with Bobby next to me. Supporting the Jennifers of the world who just get dragged for no apparent reason. It's insanity. It is insanity. Jennifer Lopez, by the way, the only pop star who has badass roles in fighting in her movies. The only one.
Atlas was good. Again, thank you guys for coming and hanging out. We are the Scream Kingz, and we will scream you later next week. Bye.